Good day, Evadyne Smith here with Networking for Success. Today's conversation will be about retirement and some of the ways to help you prepare for it. I have not retired, but I have experienced retirement and the process of it through many other people. The first thing I'd like to share with you is that when you retire mid-year, you're going to have two, maybe three or four sources of income. The important thing to do in that first year is to allow federal and state, where applicable, taxes to be held from your income. Your pension, if you have a state, federal, or city government pension, is not taxable by the state. Not taxable by the state, but it is taxable by the federal government. So you want to have federal taxes withheld from your pension, regardless of where you retired from. Federal taxes withheld. You want to have federal taxes withheld from your Social Security. And if you have the option from any annuities to have federal and state taxes withheld, you want to do that. Because ideally, if you've worked during that year, your withholdings were according to your income previously. But with retirement and other sources of income that may come in that first year, definitely, all of that will add up, which can take you into a separate, different tax bracket. So commonly, the first year of retirement, when you've worked in that year, could leave you with owing taxes to the state as well as taxes to the federal. But remember again, if you're watching this and you have already retired, have been retired, and quite possibly you are owing state taxes when your taxes are filed, you may need to have those tax returns reviewed, because there is an indicator in the software for tax prep that should be touched in order for your government pension not to be taxable by the state. So we are here to do that as well. Networking for Success, we have income tax preparers, well qualified, and we offer income tax preparation and resolution services. That's a side note. But it's very important, even if you take it back to your tax preparer. If you owe state taxes on a government, city, state, or federal pension, that is not correct. So, having taxes withheld definitely within your first year of retirement is very important. The other thing is, if you're eligible for Social Security retirement, I don't know if you know this, but if you've been receiving Social Security retirement and you were previously married, whether your spouse is deceased, still alive, or you're divorced, if you were married at least 10 years to that individual, when you are applying for your Social Security retirement, you should be eligible to receive the higher of the two. So if your spouse made more than you, your spouse could receive Social Security based on your incomes, and vice versa. If you made more than your spouse, you will be able to receive the better of the two. So either of you, male or female, can receive the better of the two, and it does not affect what the other one is receiving. That is Social Security. As a matter of fact, you can actually go onto socialsecurity.gov and set up an account similarly to the federal income tax as well as the state income tax or state services. You can go to socialsecurity.gov and set up an account so that you could look at your complete account and how much your income would allot you for your retirement income and at what age you'll be eligible for it. So you know you're eligible for Social Security at two different ages. It may start at 62 at a certain amount, but they will tell you that if you wait a few more years, you could get an additional amount. That is a personal choice, totally up to you. So looking at it in advance can give you an idea, not only of how much you're going to get, but how to make adjustments. So that's really what I wanted to talk about. There are certain things that you could do to allow retirement to benefit you the best. The one thing you would like to do is to get rid of as much debt as possible. When you get rid of your debt, it allows your Social Security and pension income to afford you a more pleasurable life. You don't want to retire and feel like you're living check to check, because if you're just getting one check, if you retire early, that one check is going to come once a month. And if you have no other additional investments involved, that one check is going to come once a month. And from that one check, you will have several things to pay. So that brings me to this. While you're working, you may have several deductions coming out of your pay, and they're coming out of your paycheck pre-taxed. You may have a disability insurance, and if you do, I strongly advise that you keep it. I strongly advise that you get a hospitalization plan. I strongly advise that you get the cancer plans if your disability insurance covers that. I strongly encourage you to get these plans while you are working, because when you're not working, you will not be able to get disability and you will not be able to get hospitalization. You will be able to get cancer plans, you will be able to get accident plans, but disability and hospitalization you will not. However, if you have it while you're working, you'll be able to keep it just by contacting the carrier and letting the carrier know you are retiring and you would like to go on direct pay. That's one. The second, you may have additional insurances taken out or other benefits taken out of your paycheck. You want to calculate, one, the value of them, and also what it would cost you annually. And try to work on figuring that in as a basis of how you would pay it. You could pay it annually, you could pay it quarterly, and you can pay it semi-annually. But you know you're only going to get paid once a month on an average once you retire. So the one thing you want to do is bring your debt down. You want to bring your living expenses down as far as possible, so you can have so much play money when you retire, because retirement is time to play, I think. The other thing, you want to check on your Social Security and see what the expected amount of that would be. And also keep in mind that Social Security is allotted based on the cost of living in the region that you are currently residing in when you retire. So if you live in New York, the Social Security may say $1,700 a month, because that's where you're living, that's where you're working. However, if you move to a state with a lower cost of living, that $1,700 could go down to $1,500 or $1,400. Because oddly, interestingly, Social Security pays you according to the cost of living in the area that you're living while you're pulling Social Security, not when you were earning the income and placing the money into the Social Security fund. That is very interesting to me. I don't agree with it at all. There's a couple of things I don't agree with Social Security. One, that you cannot leave a beneficiary, as it is retirement insurance. I know your spouse and your surviving dependent children. However, suppose you do not have a spouse, and suppose you do not have dependent children. All of the money that you've placed into the Social Security fund will be gone should in case you pass away prior to receiving it or even after. You cannot leave a separate beneficiary, And if it were up to me, that would change. Okay. So retirement is living happily ever after. That's what I'll call it. Retirement is I have reached this certain age and boy, oh boy, I can sleep long. But your body is on a clock. For 20 years or 30 years, Monday through Friday, you have been getting up, going out, and using your body in a certain kind of way. Your body's very used to that. It's a machine, the greatest machine ever created. When you're planning to retire, I hope you have time available that you can start using it and working 4-day work weeks or 3-day work weeks, giving your body a chance to adjust to, I'm not going to be getting up every morning at 5, every evening at 3. However your work schedule is, you have to train your body to a little bit of manipulative resting. Other than that, I believe that is why, as they say, a lot of people pass away within the first 5 years of retirement, because your body is on a certain clock, it's on a certain regimen. Even if you're not a regimented person, your body's on a certain schedule, and it's used to being up, and it's used to operating and functioning a certain kind of way. And when that's over, it's hard for it to adjust. So please start training your body to be relaxed and to be off. So I just wanted to share that information with you. I hope that it's helpful. I am Evadyne Smith. You may reach me at 347-457-2769. Networking for Success is the name of my business. And as a thank you for listening, please visit www.nfspcn.com. That's Networking for Success, PowerCardNetwork.com. Great things for great people. Have a great day, every day.